Lambe ke tsego go yana monna wa dilomo ya tya bolotse. O tla ba sala ba di bua taba tsena ba ke ba di ketela ga.
La ga.
Re entate.
Aha. Le kada.
Le tebo hole chela.
Bo. Hai se mo khwa ke mola. Hai se se lo ke se tla. Pues antes de ser la samada. Dintse wa sa sepado go tso ditlabalane jwale ka sepado di maleka o se tjarise le pika la marala ke kakile ka bona ha ke o thalla bona mona di pela ja falla made ja phalla ha ke telle o sempe helle ba le sika batalla na eno ha mo go tie ngawe batalla e tao yana e ma ke ma ga na ke tola malaga la ke mata la ke lo ho jo ke yo ba
Ere nna ke mokwena mohlokwana wa pholo ya ditsema maila a ke se ngwathela sa mabane monna o seke wa lega o tlakanka le borrao le bommao ba ntse ba ke le bohale kare tsontseleng sutelang kankane ke sampane ke futsumatsa leleme ba sampane nna ke tlatsa dijo kgetseng ke kwena e hohelang motho ka seriti a le metseng
eno ha mo go dira we na ke tao yana e ma ke go na ke tola malaga ba la ke le mong he ke nyoba
Koti ka kopa o kena ka tlung gale ke di matha ke engwe ke mahlaba tlhafung ke burning with persistence and I get proof ha ke ratang ka o karata I be hitting up your chakras too high kicks from the spliff like a kata movie tala ka o kakata ke se somisa batlankana mo kgathatsa na matla thakatsa bostana ke nahana check ya mo hlahla makega
na eno ha mo go dira we na ke tao yana e ma ke go na ke tola malaga ba la ke le mong he ke nyoba
ke pula ya medupi e nontshang makgulo ke modula stulo ke motsumi ka sekga metsuli marumo ke se iketsang sethunya ha senta dipulo ha ile dipuo ha ebe fela tsa go gatisa jwang le huo ha le sa tsebeletseng ka yena mpoteng dikalaneng re motloseng mapheo re a hloteng nokeng twa ya tuka a ke le ke phokeng ho teng ba gabelanang thoteng mane sebokeng
na eno ha mo go dira we na ke tao yana e ma ke go na ke tola malaga ba la ke lo ho ja nyoba
ke re nna ntse ke ba botla ka leleme le boima ba mpitsa kwena tona ka mafoko ke phatsima sepapadi ka puo ke baka setsokotsane pusha spane ka magele ntse ke le lenyokonyana sera se tella se fumana ditemele ha e meke le bera e fumana sepetlele Lincoln Bars ultimate taba di musene ke we make heads congregate like worshipers di kereke
eno ha mo go dira we na ke tao yana e ma ke go na ke tola malaga ba la ke lo ho zo ke nyoba ke na eno ha mo go dira we na ke tao yana e ma ke go na ke tola malaga ba la ke le mong he ke nyoba
Yo, you don't even have to ask. You're all welcome to the master class as we hatch the past, present while we craft a path from a shared truth. And
know what time it is? Back at it like crack addicts. It's the best hip hop podcast in the land, yo. Tell everybody you know that it's time for you to tune in. I go by the name of OG Triple OG Samke, hanging out with the head nigga in charge as usual.
Rashid K in the building.
Word.
It's episode 102. It sounds 102? Like a frequency, like 102 FM.
You know what I mean? Power 102.
Yeah.
Rashid and OG. I think we should start one.
You know what I mean?
I saw a tweet from Untwana. The Animus, this whole dinner thing, and Kai FM having an open slot.
Oh, yeah.
And then Caesar was like, they were like, yo, Anele and Caesar should do a breakfast show together. And he was like, maybe we'll own a station. And I'm like, in 2023, would it still be viable to like own a radio station? Like, would you still want to? Wouldn't you
I think there's about like 10 years left in that business, you know, because mind you, this is a third world country. Not everyone has access to internet 24 hours a day, you know. So yeah, that's why main vernac radios that caters for rural areas are still big, because that's what people rely on. They don't have access to internet.
So it's still gonna move for a while.
Yeah, we're still gonna for a while. It's still gonna be a thing.
Yeah, I think right now, if we had to have like two dope black people, in an Anele and C's owning their own station, that would like maybe we might have a lot of more South African music being played on radio. I think that could blow up, like a black-owned, youth radio station that caters to all genres.
I think a lot of people, like especially the powers that be, underrate South African music a lot. When YFM started, it was playing 100% local music. YFM played Kwaito prime time when no other radio stations was playing Kwaito in prime time.
Mm-hmm.
It played hip hop prime time. It played house music. House music was unheard of during the day.
Yeah. During the days in like
Emini, yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So it changed the whole face of radio. YFM, like they changed a lot of how radio looks today. It's because of YFM. Before YFM, every show was done by one person. Fat Joe came and said, I need a co-host. Then you had 2-3 people doing the same show. And then everybody copied that. Before YFM, it was one show, one presenter. There was no
co-hosting.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we need people who are open-minded, who can think out of the box and into the future.
I do believe, though, that there is power in playing local music. You know what I mean?
Too much power. There is a lot of power.
What do you think the cap is then? Because even on TV, not just on the radio.
Yeah.
Is it because the labels pay more, I guess, like to get their music played in Africa, especially where we have so much international on TV and on the radio? Is it because they pay more, or is it because like we just don't have dope music to play, or people don't want to hear South African music?
Labels shouldn't pay for play. It should be the other way around. Radio stations should pay artists that they play. That's how it goes. Which they do, but 70% of the royalties go overseas, leave the country. Leave the country. Right? That money could be used for South African artists. There's a lot of we have an equivalent of the Drakes. We have our own R&B. We have our own dance music. There's nothing we don't have.
Let me ask you.
We have our own gospel music, but we prefer to play foreign music.
Let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
For you, would you feel music that you like? Nah? Is it music that has been curated for you, or you source out what you want to hear, basically?
I source out, but I need to be surprised or introduced to something when I listen to radio. Oh, who's this? Let me Shazam. Let me discover something new. I don't wanna switch on channels and hear the same songs everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Is like it's that's why what I'm asking about your musical ear.
Yeah.
Is that when are you more prone? So because they like to say in TV and radio that the more you play something, the more people are gonna fuck with it, right?
Yes.
So the more it becomes familiar to my ear, I start singing it, and it starts becoming okay, even though I might have hated the track.
It's like a commercial. You end up singing always Coca-Cola because you hear it every day. Not that you memorized it, you wanna know it. No.
So what I'm saying is, how your musical ear and brain works as Rashid K. Do you take that in? Like, do you accept the fact that they tell you what's hot by playing it over and over and over again? Or are you the type of person who's like, you know what, I'm always going to be on my Spotify so I can search for whatever I want to hear?
Both ways. You sometimes listen to radio without paying attention and you keep on hearing this song. It ends up,
I end up fucking with the joint,
You know what I mean? So that's how they do it. Unfortunately, like big record labels, they pay for playlist for their music to be on high rotation. They'll make a cuck song seem like a hit.
True, man. There was a young man who came up to me, I forgot his name, but he asked me, like, how do I get my music onto the radio? I'm like, no, go watch episode whatever of the podcast.
Yeah.
We tell you exactly how to get your music on. But for me, I also realized for him, he's coming at me just as him.
Yeah.
And I think for you to get that proper radio play or that TV play, you have to have some sort of team at least.
Yeah.
So even if you're not signed, the
Yeah.
signed guys, they get it better because as soon as the email comes in, it says Universal or Sony or
Yeah.
Warner or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're prone to open it because you're like, nah, these niggas, they credible. Whereas you, as Rashid, is like, how do you can't just use it.
Yeah, no, it's I know how the industry works. It's difficult because if there are 2 songs submitted, one is from Casper, one is from Prince Shado, who do you think they're gonna play?
Exactly.
You know, it's not about the music. Sometimes it's about, I'm the first one to play Casper's song, new song.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
I'm even like that sometimes.
It doesn't matter how dope or trashy the song is.
It's just because it's Cass. Or
Yeah,
it's
because
mega, it's
you
a
know,
new mega.
and if
Like,
you announce that at 11 I'm gonna be playing new Cass, everyone is gonna tune in.
wait for that. You
Wait
know? But
for
if I'm
that.
like, yo, I got the new
Exclusive.
from, I don't know,
Yeah, but
DJ's Ban that no one cares about, it doesn't really get the same.
it's not gonna make any difference. So at the end of the day, it's just that you're chasing numbers. You wanna keep your job. You wanna
Facts.
yeah. So
Facts.
there's a lot of factors involved.
Yeah, man. I just feel like, you know, that like it's in 2023. I'm like you're saying, I'm prone for both. I don't mind being told what's dope,
Yeah.
but I also want to go find my own
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
find that balance, I think radio and TV would do very well. Doggy.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Which is like what I do most of the time. Like I dig in the crates and find what I like, but I'm also open to introduction, to be introduced to some new shit. Like, yo, did you hear this cat? Yo, check this out.
Word.
You know,
Word.
and then like, oh wow, I actually like
feel you.
it.
I
Yeah.
feel you. Before we get into class, I wanted to touch on something, man. We touched on it before.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk a little bit state of the culture, state
Yeah.
of hip hop today.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, we always come through, and that's a big. What is the state of hip hop today? It's like,
Hey, they always like that question.
dog. I'm like, I don't know shit. You tell me. You listen to the shit or don't you? But anyway, I spoke about few episodes ago, maybe like 10, 11 episodes ago. I spoke about how hip hop hasn't had a number 1 on the Billboard this year, and that hasn't happened since like 2009. And then now we finally got Lil Uzi,
Yeah.
right, dropped that album, and that went debut number 1.
Yeah,
And then we've got this Fuck You Mean song,
yeah,
that
yeah.
Ghana joint, which is now breaking crazy records, and it's,
Yeah.
I want from that now. What are you seeing in terms of what's happening with the game with hip hop?
It's coming back. Nas just dropped Magic 2 number 1.
Went number 1, yeah.
Number 1 in the US. So yeah, there is still like people still wanna hear hip hop. I understand the Ghana and Lil Uzi, but to have Nas at number 1,
Okay, okay. For you, that means a lot more.
it means people are still interested in hip hop.
In the
Yo, not
Are you
just
saying-
pop, not
Are you
just
saying
pop.
Ghana and Uzi are not?
They pop.
They're not hip hop. They're not.
They pop.
They're not hip hop.
They are hip hop, but they pop.
Okay, I get you. Like Drake.
Like Drake, yeah.
Okay. And then,
So-
and then
so-
Nas is not pop.
Nas is not pop.
How can you say that? Because if he's debuting number 1, doesn't that make him pop? Because I mean that's like
He sold what he did. He didn't do what sells.
shit. Now you're hitting me with the. Okay, he sold what he did.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. So
Yeah.
he didn't change.
You selling.
He didn't-
There are people who selling what they do, and there are people who are doing what sells.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So Nas is selling what he does.
And people are buying it.
People
still.
are buying.
Still.
Yeah.
Still, okay. For me, from what I've seen from it, I think you're right. I wouldn't say hip hop is coming back because I mean it's not like it went anywhere. But I was just worried that now we're coming through with stats like from 2009 that we haven't had number 1.
Yeah.
Does that mean like niggas around the world are people not listening to hip hop anymore? Like how can it take us this long to get a number 1 in what, July, August? Oh, actually, June.
I think it was just a wave, and now you can see what's happening.
Yeah.
And Drake hasn't even dropped yet.
And he's coming through soon.
You know.
I saw Uzi's over 5 keeper now, and 500k sold is a lot in this. Like,
That's a
niggas
gold.
Niggas are selling 30k and being happy with it.
Yeah.
Like 500,000, I think is. Have you listened to the album?
Nas's album.
Nah. Uzi's album.
Uzi's album. I heard like 2 songs. I haven't listened to the whole thing.
That's not your flavor. What did you like to say? It's not your taste.
No.
Wasn't made for you.
I do give it a chance. I usually find 2 or 3 songs that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy thing also I wanted to ask you about is that feature, Fuck You Mean. It's a very interesting song. I don't know if you know the ins and outs and how it works, but how does he get Shoma Josie's just that little ad lib? How does an artist get, like if I'm the South African guy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm making music. What are my chances of getting Ghana to take an ad lib of mine and put it in his song?
It's exposure. If he gets exposed to what you do and he likes it, then that's it. You know, he wouldn't sample it if he didn't hear it.
Yeah.
So
the producer.
Yeah, so the producer heard it and he liked it, and the rest is history.
Probably didn't even know it was Shoma. He was just like, oh, that shit is
that shit is dope. Yeah.
And then now they've got to obviously pay her and get that shit
they
cleared
need
and
to get the publishing right.
But now you're saying that could happen to anybody. I'm saying I don't think it can happen for just anybody. Like, you have to be a Shoma Josie where it's not just about your music knowing
it's about
but they know you.
No, it's about the producers who dig in the crates for samples, you know. Remember there was Doc Shebeleza sample. You know, it's guys who go deep into digging. You know,
so
they don't
the producer really.
Yeah, the producers who know how to dig. They'll find any sample.
Okay, that's interesting. I hope that shit keeps happening. Like, we need more of that kind of stuff. It's even dope to see these niggas now bumping that new
and local producers and artists, please clear your samples. Like the song is gonna be out for 3 days and then it's removed on the DSPs because you didn't handle the paperwork.
Yeah, man, make sure all that shit is proper. No lies. We've spoken about that also in
many times. Yeah.
Man. Anything on your mind? Your hip hop week?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Except that, like, hip hop niggas, you need to start paying for whatever shit you like. Stop asking for freebies, you know. We do
asking for freebies.
Hey, you'll see. Back to the series coming. Soccer tournament, niggas calling. Hey, do you have a tag? Do you have a ticket? If you like and you really wanna be there, buy a ticket and come. You know. People will ask for ticket. If you say I don't have a ticket, they don't come. It means they were not interested. They just wanted some free shit.
That's true.
You know, even with Back to the City, don't ask me for a fucking ticket. Yeah.
You're getting that shit out the way now.
Out the way now. Don't ask me for a fucking ticket.
Like, yo.
You know, it's only 250. Buy your ticket now or don't come. Don't call me.
I'm with you on that though. Like even just it speaks to support, dog. Like it's like they always speak about why people don't watch like women's basketball. It's because women don't support women's basketball.
Yeah.
We out here watching LeBron all day. You know, support. If you love hip hop and you want to go to a soccer thing or you want to come to Back to the City, the Saha is also gonna come up. There's a lot of events. Like, attend and buy a ticket, dog.
Niggas don't wanna see niggas they know organizing shit. You know, they want people they don't know because they can't ask for ticket. If they know that, hey, Rashid is organizing this shit, I'm going to get a ticket. Fuck no, you're not getting shit.
Alright, I'm glad you cleared that. Alright, I'm glad you cleared it up, dog. I think let's get into class.
Let's get into class.
Word, man. Hit the bell then, coolie. What are we talking about today, my nigga?
I wanted, because you know this is a hip hop podcast, man.
Yeah.
We holding it down for hip hop.
That's all we do.
Yeah. So I wanted us to touch on graffiti, you know, as an art form.
Okay.
You know, because you know it's illegal, right? You can't just go spray and get away with it. If they get caught, you go to jail.
Is it a felony? Like, is it a misdemeanor or is it like a criminal offense?
It's a criminal offense.
Like jail time.
It's vandalism.
Oh, gotcha.
If you're gonna go to and spray some wall or bomb a train, you know, it's okay if you spray your own wall or you paid for that particular space,
Yes.
maybe for advertising,
Yeah.
you can do that. But what I want to know that where do you draw the line? Where do you...
At bombing and at graffiti.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to actually get into, because I think there's a big difference between graffiti and tagging, you know, and bombing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when you speak about, because now that maybe you've just cleared it up for me, because I assume that if you're doing actual graffiti, like
Yeah.
the artwork in terms of you're painting us a picture of something,
Yeah.
like you're allowed to do that. I didn't think it was illegal to graffiti.
Where?
Like I'm saying, like you're saying, if it's a wall, if it's my wall, my,
you
my
can,
shop.
Yes, you
I
can.
have a shop in Maboneng.
Yeah, you can do
I
it.
can do that.
Yeah.
But I can't just tag.
Yeah, you can't just go to Park Station and just
Tag whatever
spray
I,
a train.
Whatever I want.
That's somebody else's property.
Now, the difference between it being art and vandalism is what you're asking.
Yes.
I'm a
Where
hip
you
hop
have,
head, dog.
you have like you go
I'm a
to
head,
you
so-
go to every city, Joburg, Durban, Cape Town. You see graffiti all over the place. Then you're wondering, was this done legally or they just bombed it?
You never know. You never know. There's a wall in Boksburg by the McDonald's. That wall back in the day was just graffiti the whole way from like a good 2 kilometers.
Yeah.
All the way going towards Sunwood Park.
Yeah.
It was just good graffiti.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that would be like deemed as vandalism. Because as a hip hop head, I think graffiti being part of hip hop, I love that shit.
Yeah, I love graffiti too.
But then that's what I'm saying. For me, there's a difference between graffiti and tagging. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I get that there's an art form in how people tag their
Yeah,
names and
yeah,
shit
yeah.
like that. But that's just like that's vandalism, dog. That's just like you're not even doing anything. You putting your name there and a little initials and shit. Fuck that.
Like tabs.
I say like tabs. Like tabs.
There's tabs.
You know?
You see tabs in Cape
Everywhere,
Town, in
dog.
Durban,
And I get
Joburg,
it. I get
like
it.
awkward places,
That's
tabs.
his art form, but now
Yeah.
it's just making everything look nasty, dog. Like you know the tabs ones I like are the ones where you can see that no homie spent some time on this shit, because there are proper tabs where you can see now they got colors. These niggas had different fucking
By the way,
shading. I've seen it on the highway.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, was that legal or illegal?
Like you're saying it was illegal. When I see it, I don't think illegal. Because I think
Yeah, when you see it, when you see it, when you see it, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
When you
like,
see
that
it,
shit is dope. That's
yeah,
art.
even on trains, you see like some dope graffiti on trains. Like, hey, this is nice, but I'm sure these niggas were in a hurry. Were watching their back when they did that.
Painting at night under, they got the miners with the lights on the top there, dog.
And somebody once said, "You'll tell me if you think it's true or not." Somebody said, "Graffiti to art is what rape is to sex."
Yeah, that's profound, man. Because that takes it to a different level. That takes it to a different level. It's like,
yeah.
So when
It could be the same act. It could be the same
so
thing.
hear me out. Right?
Yeah.
So Picasso, right?
Yeah.
Or the Michelangelo.
Mm-hmm.
They would look at tabs as a vandal, is what you're saying. As good as he is at graffiti. If you're saying it's what rape is to sex. Because people who have normal sex, obviously we all hate rape. Which means artists hate graffiti.
I don't think so. I think it's rape and sex could be the same act, but the difference is consent.
Oh, okay, I see where you're taking it. Bars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The difference is consent. Somebody might do graffiti at Back to the City legally with permission.
Which they allow.
Which they allow. But if you take exact the same thing and go do it in Park Station, now it's illegal.
Now you vandalize.
The same graffiti that you did legally there, if you do it at the wrong place, at the wrong premises,
it's vandalism.
It's vandalism.
I hear that.
So it could be the same act. the difference is consent.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the legal one would be at like a Back to the City where
yeah.
there's a whole wall and it's dedicated to all the artists.
Yes.
Then you'll come and spray paint, do your thing.
Yeah.
But if you do it somewhere else, it becomes... For me, I feel like that's unfair, you know, for the real graffiti artists, the guys who should be able to express themselves freely. But we do live in a country where there are laws.
And another thing is graffiti art form as a hip hop element is an underground network, is an underground. They don't want to be famous.
Of course not.
You know, that's why we ended up canceling best graffiti artist at the SA Hip Hop Awards because they didn't want to show themselves. Because you're gonna say, hey, OG won for this wall, and they say, okay, so it's you. You know, they didn't want to submit. They didn't want, because most of the art was illegal, was at illegal places and private properties, so they didn't want to come forward.
But then can't you still have the category in terms of, you don't have to, like, you can just name, they don't even want their names out there, these homies.
They don't.
That's wild.
They don't.
But it makes sense. I mean, like you're saying, if it's a criminal offense in that case, then why would you want to get yourself arrested like that? That's
even with the history of graffiti, especially in South Africa in the 80s, was protesting. It was like free Mandela, fuck the apartheid, what. It was like political statements against the system.
Today.
Even today, till today, it's like protesting of some sort. You know, whatever we protesting against, you know, they still do that, and some of it, most of it is breaking the law. You know,
how do you?
Because you can't just bomb in your own house. And as a graffiti artist, it's a long life career. You bomb your block, you bomb your hood, you bomb your city. It keeps on expanding. You know,
that's how it works, I guess. That's how.
Yeah.
But that's also like why I feel they can keep the movement that they're going through and still be bombing places without us knowing them, is because it seems like there's a tight knit group, especially the Amzans, like they all know each other.
Yeah.
So we know if this wall is Banba and this wall we can see.
Yeah.
They leave their little tags and stuff like that. And I feel like what's stopping them from going?
People can know the tags, but they don't know people. A lot of people see the name Taps, but they won't recognize him when they meet him.
I've never seen him, and I heard like he does not want to be seen at all or found.
Yeah, I know him. I've met him like a couple of times. He's a white guy.
Now you're snitching now.
No, how many white guys are out there?
Well, now the cops know where to start. Look at all the white people. Start with all the white folks.
He's safe. He's white. The privilege.
He might make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
For
know
me,
what I mean?
Doggy, I'll tell you my personal feelings, which I've said. I do not think it should be illegal. Yes, there should be rules to it. Restrictions.
Yeah.
But if it's good, I think, then let it be on the walls, man.
How would you commercialize graffiti?
I think competitions. I think that's the best way to do it. Like any other DJ makes money from gigs. I think with them that you'd have to have like tag competitions or graffiti competitions where niggas come out, give them a space, and they tag. Best tag wins, or best graffiti, best artwork piece wins. Or you can now start putting these artworks into these little art museums that they like, the galleries that they do on Jan Smuts.
I remember Sprite once did that graffiti competition, and I think Red Bull also.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't see those competitions anymore. During Sprite Uncontainable, there was a graffiti contest as well. You know, but I'd love to see more of those. You know?
But I think like I'm saying, that's a good way. But also the gallery way, I think, is graffiti galleries would be nice to see, dog. Like, I'd go to a graffiti gallery, bump some hip hop, smoke some blunt, drink, look at fucking dope graffiti, buy a piece if I want to. You know?
Yeah.
We can do that. It's art at the end of the day.
But there's the most potent pieces are the ones you find in tall buildings, on the trains. You can't take that shit to a gallery.
But that's what I'm saying then. Does that make it does that make it? Is the fact that it's on a illegal piece of whatever, does that make it graffiti, or is it the actual art? You know what I mean? Do you get my question? Like,
it's
what makes it graffiti, Gabe?
I'm saying it is all graffiti, but I'm saying you're not gonna give me a 4x4 board with a graffiti piece and
where am I gonna keep it type shit?
You know what I'm saying? But if like the landmarks, if you know that when you pass Newtown, there's this graffiti, there's this Pro Kid and Double HP, there's, you know, it becomes a landmark when it's done right. I like those. I like those.
That would be tough because then you'd have to, I think, kind of.
You can't take that to a gallery.
Yeah. What if they make, like, if the government or the state had to somehow have a role in graffiti, where graffiti artists can go bomb certain walls, and the government puts those for sale. Like, you can buy a wall from someone that looks dope and you own it or whatever. People come take pictures there, whatever you want to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem with the government, we have like a lot of ignorant and clueless people, you know. Minister of Arts and Culture doesn't know anything about art and culture. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
To him, art is Zulu dance and whatever shit they do for the tourists, whatever shit, beating drums for the tourists. That's
at
art.
The airports.
All that bullshit. Yeah.
Bringing out fake Zulu niggas.
Yeah, that's
come jive there. No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. The graffiti one is a conversation. Look, this is an art that's never gonna die.
It's never gonna die.
You know what I mean? That's one thing that's gonna live forever. But to make money, I think for now it's still like a fun thing.
It needs some creative thinking out of the box. It needs the Minister of Arts and Culture who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do what are the laws in other countries? Same shit for graffiti. Like in Europe and, you know, even in Asia and America. Like,
yeah, it's restricted. Some countries, they have like creative hubs where you're allowed to express yourself. You can do whatever from this area to that area. You can paint the walls, you can do this and that. But these government buildings, these business districts, you can't do that. Yeah. So they have like a lot of creative hubs.
Correct me if I'm wrong, there's a graffiti artwork piece for Pro Kid Soweto, right?
Yeah.
Legal or illegal?
I think it's legal.
It's
Deep Kloof, where Slaggees used to be.
Slaggees, there we go.
You know, I think that was the consent was given there.
So if I went to the north,
that's why even in the States, when you see a big mural or Nipsey Hussle mural, it's something that was negotiated and agreed upon. We're gonna do a big L mural here, a big mural here, Tupac mural. It's such things.
We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it. If you know a wall and you know the owner, you talk to the owner, you agree so that you can take a week doing your thing. You know, that's why it's never defaced, because it was agreed upon.
So if we had to go do the same thing and we wanted to put it like in baseline,
we'll have to talk to the powers that be,
and they would grant it legally. So there are ways to move around graffiti.
There are ways.
So all you have to do is just get the paperwork, ask for permission, and then you can. But doesn't that kill the whole underground feel of a graffiti artist? Being a graffiti artist is a dangerous sport.
Yeah, it does. You know.
So now when it's all love and fairy, like paperwork.
And the thing is,
like, niggas don't want to do that.
The thing is, if it's illegal, it can stay there for a week and they can just deface it.
If it's illegal.
Yeah, if it's illegal, the owner can say, "I don't want this shit. Remove it." Yeah.
That's when the government will kick in now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, forget about this beautiful artwork, man.
Yeah.
But it's for me. I love that shit, man. If could, maybe, you know, even just to see like those big books, a graffiti book, just to look at some of pieces niggas have done. I've seen a lot of homies put it on social media now as well. Instagram.
Yeah, I also have one graffiti book there by the office.
That's dope. You know what I mean? You sell those. There's money, but I don't know. You can't live off that shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Can you? Of being a graffiti artist?
I don't know. There's an organization called Graffiti South Africa. You can Google that. Google Graffiti South Africa.
Yeah.
They trying to get it organized, like a proper movement.
Oh shit, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. It's about damn time too.
You know what I mean?
We need to see a lot more of that. They're gonna be out there back to the city as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Every year we're gonna have new graffiti pieces and murals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who would you say is our top graffiti artist? Tabs. No.
I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot. But we still have the legends in Cape Town like Rosano and Jorge. You know, those are the forefathers of graffiti in South Africa, and they're still active.
Word.
Yeah.
They're still bombing shit.
They're still bombing.
Straight up bombing shit. That's crazy.
You know?
Alright, now I feel you. I get you, man. I don't know how you feel about it. I feel it's art, and I don't see the vandalism.
Yeah,
it's the only time it's vandalism is when it's shit art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of y'all niggas can't spray. But
No,
you act like you can.
it's art when you pass by in town and you see a beautiful piece of art. That's art.
That's dope.
You don't know whether it's legal or illegal, so that has nothing to do with you. Just appreciate the art.
I think a lot of people do. I don't think you drive around thinking, oh, that's illegal. You think, oh,
what
that's
is that
dope.
piece
That's
doing
dope.
there?
And
What
you
is
carry
that
on
piece
driving.
doing there?
There's the one you guys like to paint there by, just as you're about to get onto Jan Smart's, by opposite Wordz.
Empire.
On Empire, yeah. I know
yeah.
Jarseed and Admiral also used to
Yeah.
paint that one. That one is it's a billboard, that one.
Yeah,
You
it's a
pay.
billboard. You pay to advertise there.
And you can come and do whatever graffiti you want. You
Yeah.
can come do whatever you want on that wall.
Yeah, they give you a date. You pay, and then it stays from this date until that date. You know, and then after that, somebody else can come and paint over it.
Who owns is that private owned, that billboard?
Yeah, it is.
It's not owned by City of Joburg.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Maybe I should start buying some walls and then niggas come bomb them.
Yeah.
Get some money.
But anyway, yeah, man, that's how I feel about graffiti. That's how it is with the graffiti. And I love and appreciate graffiti.
It's dope. Niggas never talk. We never even touch on these cats, man. Like, that's why I was like, if I knew any of them, because they don't show themselves, maybe
This is graffiti right here, man.
give them some shout outs, bro.
You see these tapes here, these classic tapes.
This is artwork.
Art is dope. It looks dope. Like, but some niggas just make caca. I won't lie to you. Like,
You know.
what the fuck is that now? They'll draw like a face nyana with a smiley. Like, that's vandalism.
That's vandalism.
Now you straight up, you fucked up that wall, literally. That
Yeah.
wall was fine without your fucking smiley face on it.
And don't break the rules. No stencils allowed. That's not graffiti.
Stencils that Chinese, you paste and then you...
Never
Nah, I
that.
can do that, man.
You
I
know,
can do it. Give me one of those things, bro. Show you what I can
that's
do.
not some real shit.
Call me the Black Jorge. Word, man. Big shout out to all the graffiti artists.
Yeah.
You know, we have to speak. I don't think we've ever spoke about graffiti before.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't even think it's something that people speak about because it's that art form, like you're saying, very underground.
It's
here
very
in South
underground,
Africa.
yeah.
Would love to see. If there is a graffiti artist, please comment there in the comment section so we can follow your ass and see what you've been up to, man.
I know there's Tamba Trader.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Soweto.
Do these niggas care about social media like that?
Yeah.
Do they care about maybe bombing something, taking a picture? But you probably shouldn't do that. That's how you get your ass arrested.
Nah. Graffiti niggas are too underground.
Real
man.
niggas. For real niggas, those cats.
Yeah.
They're not going to compromise on... They're not changing their sound. They're not changing their music. They're going to keep doing what they're doing because that's art.
For sure,
That's
for
just
sure.
what it is, man. Word up. Let's get into the free period.
Let's handle the free period.
Kikie Kandy.
Kikie Kandy.
Shout out to Kikie Kandy. Yeah, she's been doing this shit for quite some time
For
now.
quite some time. She's been putting in some work. First saw her one mic auditions.
Oh,
you know,
word.
yeah, like few years ago. And she's been active. She's been dropping ever since. You know, I see her performing here and there. I see her dropping tracks. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Deserves a free period.
Deserves a free period.
For
She
sure.
just dropped a track with a video with Mani Badu.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I
That's what
think
she's
that's
working
proper.
with.
Yeah, she's
The other chick as well. Milk.
Bad Milk, yeah.
And she dropped another song with homie Lil Dank, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
The song's called Big Stepper. I
Yeah.
put her on the show a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago. Few things that I was like, okay, sharp. I've seen her, but I've never really like gone into bumping her music.
Yeah.
You know, and after I got this song, I went and I checked out some more of her shit. And I played it on the radio, like purposefully knowing how it sounds.
Yeah.
And we spoke about how she has to work a lot more on her production side.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
not like the bars and what she says, but more on just, you know, making sure that your song is mixed and mastered. and
The
shit
quality.
Like that. Yeah,
the quality.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And she was saying that was the final mix, and I was like, shit, I can hear that. Whoever mixed that shit didn't get it right like that. So, Naya, for her, I'm just hoping the people that she
The
works with-
problem with a lot of producers, beat makers, they think they can mix. And they think they can master.
And it's two different things.
You know, and what I watched AKA work. You know, there was a time when he was doing a Baddest. He did the female remix with Gigi, Fifi, Rouge, and Nomuzi.
Word.
I was there when they were recording that track. So they recorded with PH Raw X. And it took it like, no, I love you, but you're not going to mix it. He took it to someone else to mix it. After mixing, he took it to someone else to master it. A lot of artists don't do that.
They don't.
You let the guy who recorded you saying he's going to mix it and master it. No.
That is.
No.
It's two different
The
ears,
producer can make a dope beat, but he's not going to tell you I can't mix.
Obviously, because now if you don't know as an
Yeah,
artist,
if you don't know as an
assume
artist,
that my producer should be able to do all this.
if he made this dope beat, it
he
means
can definitely master it.
he can definitely
And then
no.
when
That's
it comes
not how
out,
it works.
When it comes out on the radio, it might sound nice in your whip and all that
Yeah.
shit, but when it comes out on the radio, it's like now you can hear all the all
Yeah.
the problems of the song. You know, what I mean?
Take it to different people, different hands, and different ears.
That's some good advice, man. Nigga. I do
Yeah.
know even that, like in our country, we do have people who just specialize just in mixing and mastering.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be there for the production of the song.
Yeah, big dreams.
Shout out to Big Dreams. He's one of
Big
those.
Dreams is specializing in mixing.
Only.
Yeah.
And he's done it for hits, like
Yeah,
and all that shit.
It's done for Casper's songs,
Yeah.
for some of the big
Biggest
songs.
artists. Yeah, you're right.
Like
I
he
remember.
doesn't have to produce. You bring your production, he'll mix it. He'll make it sound proper.
Good. And also, artists, pay these guys, dog. Like, don't be afraid to pay a nigga for mixing, just to mix your song.
Yeah.
Pay him. And it's gonna go a long way, because quality of music has to be, that's the first thing you hear when you listen to a song. Is
And
the
I
song
know
sound good?
Malefactor is nice with
He's too
mixing
dope,
as
man.
well.
He's too dope.
Too dope.
But he's one of those special cases where
Yeah.
he can make the beat, produce, mix, and
Yeah.
master it, you know? He's a phenomenon.
And he doesn't mind mixing other people's beats.
And that's
you
it.
know, because other producers like if you give him a beat from someone else, they like have an attitude. They don't do the best they can, like they would do on their own beats.
Niggas is sour.
And that's not professional.
Niggas is sour.
Shout out to
Hard work.
Malefactor.
Shout
Yo,
out to Kikie Kandy.
Kikie Kandy, we see you.
Yeah, man.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep moving. Go bump the new song. Big Stepper. Big Stepper. I
Big
think that's the name
Stepper.
of the tune.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the producers.
Producers, we got
AirDee.
AD.
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 Like Edward.
Yeah.
But spelled AD.
Yeah.
As in A more, yeah?
Yeah.
D-double-E.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Uzuzumo, yeah. But he's been around though, you know, he's produced for artists like Bozakwe. Yeah, he's done a lot of commercial production for artists.
He's an 031 boy.
Hey, I'm not sure where he's from.
No,
I
the clip back there.
I think it's from GP. I think it's from around here.
Okay.
Taval or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, he's been producing for a lot of rappers, and I decided like, yo, we've been mentioning people. We don't think like we don't see you.
For sure.
Because we see your work and we appreciate it. AirDee's been around since the 2010s. You know,
yeah.
he's
Nah,
been
big shout out to
putting
them then, yo.
he's been putting in
It's a
some
long
work.
time, dog. Earlier we were just speaking about how hard it is to stay for longevity in this hip hop space.
Yeah.
Especially for producers. It must
For
be
producers.
tough,
Yeah.
because they're not even in the limelight like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with an artist, you're like, okay, I'm not popping. But as a
Yeah.
producer, if you're not popping, it's like more depressive because you can work with anybody.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to know you. You should be you should be moving as a producer.
Yeah.
But when you
Producers
don't-
need to send their beat packs. Like have like 40 beats. One pack, 30 seconds, play it for 30 seconds for a minute. Send them out.
Word.
Yeah, send them out.
Why don't they do that already? Like is the beat pack like is it done?
Yeah.
Is that era
I
over?
don't think they do it a lot.
Yeah, I haven't heard of but also
You know-
producers are stingy with their work these
You
days
know,
also.
Ricky used to ask for, producers send me beat packs. You know,
30 seconds.
30
40
seconds.
different
You don't
beats.
have to send the whole beat. You can send a minute and put your tags so that they don't jack your beat. You know, if they like it, they're gonna ask for files and pay you for that.
So now how do I protect those 30 seconds as a producer?
Register your beats and put tags on them.
Okay. If I give okay, here's the scenario I'm looking at, right?
Yeah,
I put together a beat pack, I send it to Rashid,
yeah,
right? It's
Yeah.
only 30 seconds with my tags.
yeah.
Rashid takes one element of my beat and puts it in a completely different beat. Can I be touched about that?
Yeah,
Maybe you take my drum loop from one of the beats I sent you and you put it into a new song with a different beat, but you're still using that same drum loop.
If you can
I
prove
claim it?
if you can prove that it's yours, and then sue a motherfucker.
But yeah, it's a drum loop. I mean, anyone can make a drum loop. You can't say it was yours.
You know,
Yeah, you can't.
That-
You can't. All right. Big shout out to AirDee though. AirDee,
AirDee.
we see you, King. Been doing this shit for a min. And I mean, to the top as a producer, I think.
To the top, to the
Word.
top, to the
Let's
top.
get into a review.
Review.
Yes, sir. Album's been out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've sat down with it. I've sat down with it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I love it.
Shout out to doing Wordz. Doing Wordz.
Yeah.
People
I love
forget
it.
to be people.
Yeah.
I knew you'd love it though.
I love it.
I knew you'd. This one is one where you would say it's your taste. Or
Of course.
This is your kind of hip hop.
People forget to be people was made for me.
Yeah. It's not. Lil
This is
Uzi
my
shit.
type of shit.
This, before you listen to it and you haven't listened to it, and you like Lil Uzi, I don't know if you're gonna fuck with this album like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you fuck with,
I
that-
love
that-
it, man. Like the production, the beat selection, the topics, the rhymes. And he went more vernac this time,
Yeah.
you know, because
from the first
from
album,
from the previous way he was like mainly English.
Yep.
And he killed it. He killed it like in vernac and in English. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful album, and he even tapped into boom bap.
Yep.
I heard some boom bap production, even with the cuts on the hooks. Like, okay, that's the shit.
Nice, dog.
I love this shit, man.
I think his
love
vernac
it.
game is also crazy, man. I
Yeah.
didn't know he was that good with the vernac. No, there's a couple of songs there where he holds down a full verse vernac and
Yeah.
he murders it. I love the features on the fucking album too.
I love everything. I can't fault this album, man.
I had him in studio last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We chopped it up about the album, you know, the process of him putting it together.
Yeah.
He put me on to like how a lot of shit's happened in his life, you know, and
Yeah,
he spoke
yeah.
about how the artwork sort of explains the whole album. You know, so
Yeah.
if you listen to track by track and you listen to the whole piece fully,
Yeah.
you can sort of see why he's sitting in that room all by himself.
Yeah.
And he's also about to leave that room, but something has to keep him there so that he doesn't forget to be a person himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure,
Everybody's
for sure.
forgotten about everyone, but he's still there standing by himself. And I think it's a good story, man. It's a really nice project for a sophomore.
Beautiful album, man. I couldn't skip a track. I played it like twice.
Call
back
it
to
what
back,
it is, my nigga.
Back to back.
Call
man.
it what it is.
You know, it's a 10 for me.
That's a 10 out of 10 album.
10
As a
out of
hip hop
10.
lover, and it's so refreshing to not
Yo.
have to hear Turn Up all the way. There's some songs you can turn up to. There's that hit single, the Barker Hayes
Barker
track.
Haynes with McLaren.
You expect that one to be super turn up?
Yeah.
And I don't even like that.
Yeah.
The videos should be dropping soon. I remember when I had the interview, he was dropping the video. He was gonna go shoot the video the next day. So
You know.
big shout out to Wordz, man. Big shout out to
all the features. Mash Beats, Flo Jones,
Mash played a big role.
Tyson Sabateli, Maclera, Tato Soul, Zimkita, and Mali.
Yeah.
Beautiful album. 10 out of 10.
And y'all need to leave Tato Soul alone, man. They need to leave him alone. Have you seen that shit about? He's been going crazy on Twitter. They've been talking about him. Sizwe Dlomo put out a tweet saying, these new up and coming cats need to understand that it's okay to change your flow. And then the comment section was just, are you talking about Tato Soul? Tato Soul needs to see this. I'm like, yo, leave that nigga alone, man. Shit.
But Sizwe wasn't talking about Tato Soul.
He didn't even mention Tato Soul. It's the Twitter fucking airheads that just don't even probably understand what these kids is doing with and how they're spitting. Y'all can't even keep up with that nigga when it comes to the rap game. So
I saw a speaker saying it's pointless arguing with people who rely for their hip hop on MTV base. You know, you can't discuss with those people because they don't even know where to.
We're not speaking to those guys on this podcast. No. We do not.
We like people who know their shit, who love their shit. That's what we do this.
Watch this, dog. This is for real niggas.
Yeah.
Alright, 10 out of 10. That's one of the very few 10s we've given. I only remember 3 or 2 more after that I've given.
Yeah.
So yeah, he joins the 10 club, dog.
Yeah, the 10 club. Really welcome to the 10 club. 10 out of 10.
Tell Wordz he got a 10 out here on Masterclass, man.
Alright, peace. We out.
Next week.
Welcome to the masterclass. Welcome to the masterclass. Yo, you don't even have to ask. You're all welcome to the masterclass as we hatch the past, present while we craft a path from a shared truth.